Sickness was not the plan of spirits. Even though the devil is wicked, what the devil wanted to do to humanity was to bring humanity to reproach, so that man will also suffer the condemnation that he suffers. If it that way, he is dealing with God, because God loves man. So as man will fall and man will be brought to judgment, God will be pained. That's what the devil wants to gain, to get God's heart broken. Deuteronomy 32 verse 9 says, the lost portion is his people. So if he makes the man rebel against God and God has to punish the man, God will be pained. It's just like killing your own son. And then the second thing the devil wants to achieve was to dethrone man, because it looked as if man was the one that took his place, because he was the dominion in charge of the earth realm. After he fell, the earth was willed to man. In fact, the reason the first earth was destroyed was because the first lord of the earth had been judged. So that civilization can no longer exist, because every dominion rules over his territory. And if you don't destroy that territory will still carry his DNA. That's how it works. Because I'm the one preaching over this place. After 2 years, you'll be shocked that many people here will either begin to dress like me, talk like me, or the same spiritual things that happened to me will start happening to them. It's a natural thing, because the person who pretends over a territory imparts his seal over that territory. And so when the devil was destroyed, the earth had to be judged. However, things like sicknesses became byproduct, because when the devil was judged, something happened. The glory they carried was their covering. And so these demons were princes at different cadres. The cadre they have are different levels. The glory they carry are different levels, because garment in the spirit is glory. And so when God judged them and glory was withdrawn from them, those of them who were lower in rank, the layer of glory they carried was stripped off them, so they became disembodied. That's why they were called demons. Hope you know, when Adam fell, the Bible said he was naked. Glory was his covering. But the reason Adam was not disembodied was because he was a high cherub. He was a dominion. So the glory he carried was much. So even though glory was withdrawn from him, he still maintained his body. But if Adam was a lower messenger, he would have lost his body. Because when God judged the demons, something happened. Those of them who were principalities, who you call fallen angels, they lost their glory, but they kept their bodies. But those who were messengers, because they didn't have so much glory in the first place, when the glory left them, they became disembodied. So what they do is that they are looking for hosts. So what you call sickness is actually a spirit taking host in a man. So the nature of that spirit imparts that man. And they, based on their glory and their rank, that's also what defines the kind of body they occupy. If you are not of a higher glory, you can't occupy a man. That's why some spirits occupy animals. They don't have enough glory to control man. Man is a superior machine, so they can't rule man. So the spirits who don't have enough glory to possess man, they possess animals. And then those who don't have enough glory before they fell to possess animals, they possess little creatures. All the little creatures that are seemingly unseen, like viruses, like germs, that's what they possess, like flies. So what they possess is dependent on the level of glory they had before they fell. So those who didn't have so much glory, they occupy miniature creatures like flies, like germs. And because they occupy them, when they make contact with you, their nature is transferred. So the doctor calls it a virus, because that's where his knowledge reached. Those who have understanding in life knows that it is the nature of a demon imparted through the agency of an innocent creature that is in bondage. That's why I said creation is in bondage, a bondage called the bondage of corruption. So if a mosquito, a virus touches you, it cannot but transfer the nature of that demon. And then the demons who are able to possess men, when they enter them, they oppress them at a higher level. You call it schizophrenia. The truth is that they don't know what it means. At least medical science has come to agree now, and so they have what they call idiopathic medicine. They don't know the answer to those things, so they are unknown. But we can go through the scriptures to tell you the unknown. The unknown is demon walking behind the scene, possessing creature to destroy creation. So sickness arises rather because spirits have no bodies. So they are looking for hosts. And when they look for hosts, the moment they find hosts, they live out their character. Part of their character is what we call sickness. So if a spirit possesses a miniature being, like a fly, a virus, a mosquito, when it touches you, it will transfer the nature of that spirit. That transference of reality is what you call a sickness. And then when it possesses a man, it can destroy that man, like the madman of Gadara. That is a technology. But the reason all of that happened is because they lost their glory.